So today we have class on having generous heart. So first is, all of you have generous heart? What is it that image comes in your mind of generous heart? Heart is image already, isn't it? But generous heart? Unconditional love. Yes, what else? There are three. Unconditional love, selfless love, true love, generous heart. The image came in my mind is sun, S-U-N, sun, because sun always continues to give without any condition, beyond boundaries, barriers. Do you agree this is the right image came in my mind? Sun? Yes, sun. Always giving. You know, soon there will be Valentine's Day, isn't it? 14th. And that is also, they give the sign of heart. Children will give to the mother flowers. Flowers also. So let our heart be generous. So I put this topic in 3 levels. One is really what is generous heart, then how I can develop, and the third, what are the benefits of having this generous heart. And then the last is, in what terms I need generous heart. Actually today Baba mentioned in the Avyakta Murli also. So first we go to the first one, that what it means to have generous heart. Unconditional love, but also generous heart means really never having a thought of expectation and not having a thought of business. You know, business, you give, then I give, isn't it? A heart which continues to stay beyond, as Baba says, beyond sound. Mama used to do this, one of the practice which I like very much, living with Baba, because Baba has that heart, generous heart. One story I learned from Adidev book also. Brahma Baba's uncle, he used to give donation in his lokic life. A donation which is incognito, even the hand which is giving donation, the second hand does not know. This is in lokic terms. You know, if someone is generous, the one who is giving incognito donation. There are many people who give charity donation, and yet they want the name and fame. They want it should be in the newspaper or name plate somewhere, that people should know. Can we call that generous heart? No? Even though they are doing charity, donation, and yet it is not called generous heart. So it means generous heart means going beyond name, fame, honor, recognition, appreciation, the thought of giving based on understanding. What is the understanding behind? That when I give, automatically it will come back. I don't need to think even. So going beyond the fruit of that action. So generous heart also means, I was thinking today what Baba said, the basis of generous heart is cleanliness. Very clean heart. In our heart, sometimes, you know, not in words, perhaps the thoughts come which can create boundary. Therefore today also Baba said, which thought? The thought which is constant, the thought which is always giving, free from obstacle. Baba gave the determination thought definition today. The clean heart is based on that determined thought which has this speciality, the quality of thoughts, that unbroken, unconditional and free from obstacle. Because in our lokic life we see, and in our alokik life, lokic we all know, people have generosity, they give. Even in the family, lokic family, the mother, father will give sustenance to the children, and yet at the back of their mind there is a thought, isn't it? That when I will grow older, my children will help me. Some way or another, whole life they sacrifice for their children, and yet they have that kind of expectation, desire, thought, that these children will help me. And when we become alokik, spiritual, what is our thought of giving? In terms of wealth, in terms of relationship, in terms of action, we are also giving. How much we are giving? That depends on everyone, isn't it? How can we give when we have plenty? If I do not have, I will not be able to give, isn't it? So it means the heart has to be empowered by Baba. And the method is, of course, yoga and Murli. We can see Baba's heart through Murli. Even Baba's words, what he speaks to us, gives us always feelings of enrichment, isn't it? Always we feel we are being enriched by Baba's Murli. And that's really hard, isn't it? Baba is not giving any physical money to me or physical something, but he is giving a beautiful, such a spiritual, enriched feelings that I don't even feel in my heart I need anything else. So he empowers my heart. He enriches my heart in different ways, encouragement, inspiration, giving clarifications, giving guidance, giving directions. He's doing everything but enriching our heart. So when we are enriched, then we can enrich others. But to continue to be enriched, I have to be in connection with Baba, the one who is always comforter of hearts or rich heart. So I have to be in connection with Baba all the time. Second is that I can also be enriched by Baba's wisdom. Murli is by churning knowledge. When we churn knowledge, of course our mind, intellect is empowered. Even in the lokic world, they say, if there was one story, one person went to get something as a beggar from the shop. The shopkeeper spoke very rough. And this person said, look, if you don't give me, because his shop was the shop of sweet, they call it jaggery, sweet jaggery. And then if you cannot give me this sweet jaggery, but at least you should speak sweetly. So what it means, that even you don't give anything to anyone and yet you speak sweet words, it can give happiness to others. So to give means what to give? Not just a wealth, but also words. And that's what Baba is doing also with our mind and intellect and heart, that he is giving us rich thoughts, rich words and rich feelings. And every day he does, that's why we also don't feel bankrupt, isn't it? Every day you listen Baba's Murli, you do yoga, that one step further I go, become more rich and rich. Are all of you rich? Even though we may not have money in the bank, but we are still called rich. Baba said in one of the Murli, you children are the holiest of holy, you children are the highest on high, and you children are the richest in the world. So in Japan, one lady, I went to meet her, she said, you know, the Brahma Kumaris are the richest in the world. I said, no doubt. No doubt. I cannot say no, can I? You know, even though we live very simple, we eat very simple, she knows we have very simple center, and yet I said yes, because our Baba is the richest, and he is making our heart rich. And that's the beauty of Baba's knowledge, isn't it? He's making my heart every day more and more rich. In what way I know I have generous heart? So let's go through these three things. One is wealth, the other is relationship, and the third one is, these thoughts and sanskar Baba talked today. I like that. So first we go to relationship. The relationship, am I rich in my relationship? What it means rich in relationship, generous in relationship. In relationship, two things are necessary, isn't it? Which shows my generosity. One, respect for each other. And the second is peace. I use the word peace, quality of peace in my relationship. Let's say if I have the sanskara of fighting, is it called generous heart? No. Even though I may be giving, using wealth to give Baba's message, but in my relationship, when the sanskar of expectation or argument or something which is really blocking me not to give, that blockage is not called generosity in relationship. So two things will help me in my relationship. One is respect, the second is peace. I always remember these two things, because below that is not spirituality at all, isn't it? Argument, or it can go into accounts. This is very nice to know. Generous heart means giving. If I am not giving, then I am taking. So when I am taking, not giving, what is happening in my life? Still am I called generous? No, I am taking, but not giving. Something is there which is not allowing me to give. Some blockage is there, isn't it? Some thought is there which is blocking me to give. And what can be that thought which stops me to be generous? I think that thought can be very, very old sanskara, isn't it? Very old sanskara of dependency, taking. I want all the time from others, depending. So when I am taking, depending, all the time dependence, not giving, giving means not having the thought of taking. Because the law of karma is by giving you receive, not by taking you receive, but give, it will come back to you. So this is the one of the principle, isn't it, of the karma philosophy. Give and then it will come back. So generous heart always giving. Generous heart always taking, but taking from the sun of knowledge, Baba. Because also in the Lokik world you can see people, even in relationship, Lokik relationship, how much we receive based on our karmic account relationship. Very little, isn't it? If mother, father, how much they will give us? Brothers, sisters, how much they will give us? Still there is limit. So I break this account and I go to Baba and I receive unlimited from Baba. That's why Baba uses the word, when he's giving, also he uses so beautiful words, isn't it? He doesn't say, I give you. He says, I give you your inheritance. I give you blessings. I give you gifts. Baba also not saying, I am giving you. He said, you can receive by, also again, the law of karma comes in, no? By claiming your right, by making your own effort. So that's why it's so beautiful. When we receive from Baba, Baba also gives, but he gives not just he's giving like this, but he's enabling me to become worthy to receive. So I think that worthiness is again goes back to in my heart, that how much I recognize, how much I value my Brahmin. That's what I'm living, a life, Brahmin life, a life of making effort. Because the more I make effort, the more I claim. If I don't make effort, I don't claim anything. Yesterday Dadi said, effort and reward. Keeping reward in front of me inspires me to make effort. Actually, what is effort when you think about it? It's not like a soldier type effort, isn't it? It's the really effort of our stage. Keeping, once Baba said, intense effort is to be all the time in observer stage. So observer stage will help me, enable me to accumulate. So it connects with drama again, observer stage. So observer is intense effort maker, because most of the time our mind can go to ordinary stage, comfortable stage, or the old pattern thinking stage, because there I don't have to pay attention, isn't it? So again, going to intense effort is to be observer. In observing stage, I can be free from the past impression. So therefore, that mind which is free from the past can receive at the present from Baba, from the drama, from every soul. Whatever situation is coming in front of the soul, soul is receiving. What we receive actually is stability. Each scene of drama gives me stability when I am in observer stage. But if I lose observer stage, what do I get out of this scene of drama? It can be many things, isn't it? It can lead to sorrow also. It can lead to upheaval also. So then, if I am in upheaval stage or sorrowful stage, then I cannot give. Giving connects with happiness. When heart is happy, then only I can give. Heart only can become happy when it receives. And receives based on our effort. Even the heart also needs to make effort, isn't it? One is the effort of thinking, But then the effort is to keep the feelings. Heart is the feelings, isn't it? Always clean feeling. Today Baba said, Swachh, clean and pure feelings. To me, to keep these clean and pure feelings really requires constant attention. Because very fast, any scene of drama or anything which Baba calls Maya can allow me to lose these feelings. Especially when you are going through a lot of work at the job or pressure. Here it is easy, isn't it? So beautiful. But when we go through practical work, pressure time, at that time one can lose that kind of feelings. Do you agree with that? Pressure can make me to lose, isn't it? Or sometimes in Brahmin life I see that if I am making constant effort, constant pure feelings, constant these feelings of cleanliness taking place in my life, in my effort, then I am progressing in my generosity. But if I lose that cleanliness, I find it is like stagnant. Like when you clean the floor, you feel good. But when it is not cleanliness, you feel bad. So sometimes feeling bad means somewhere or another I lost my cleanliness, isn't it? I lost clean feelings. So how can I give to others? And in terms of action, my generosity is like we always have 3 levels of giving, isn't it? Through mind, thoughts, through words, gyan, and through behavior. So through thoughts, am I constantly giving? Baba calls 2 things, good wishes and pure feelings. And especially, Baba talked 2 levels. One is for the Lokik, the other is for Brahmin. On 15th of December, Murli Baba said, when you look at each Brahmin, you just think first, the first thought you create in your mind. Do you remember that thought? It was very beautiful. Baba said, for Brahmin, what you bring the thought in your mind. And for Lokik, you can think good wish, pure feeling. But for Brahmin, what we have to think? Because they don't need gyan, isn't it? We don't have to explain to them any knowledge. Baba said, you bring this thought in your mind that this is the soul of Kalpa ago. Remember that? This is a Brahmin soul, Tapasvi soul, is the one who has come to create its own fortune. At least this Brahmin soul says, my Baba. So my Baba, at least to that extent, this soul is making effort to recognize this spirituality, Baba. So it's the Tapasvi soul. So for each Brahmin, I bring this thought. Since I read this, that Murli, paying attention and bring this thought, become specially aware of this thought for each Brahmin. And then my vision for that Brahmin is high. So that is giving, isn't it? Generous heart. That's what I am giving to a Brahmin. The Lokik, okay, I can give good wish. They don't know knowledge. I can share some points of jewels of knowledge. Have mercy, have love, loving feeling. For Brahmin world, I need to create these certain thoughts. That is giving to Brahmins, generous heart. And generous heart in terms of, especially when a test comes in my life, based on, I don't know, maybe mistake or past accounts also can be. Or sometimes the test can come to test you, how much you have become generous. Do you get this test sometimes? Maya also tests us how much we have become generous. Do you get these tests? In relationship, also I think the test comes when, especially, once I heard this class, they say the subtlest test is the test of defamation. If someone defames you, even though you haven't made mistake, you make mistake, someone tells you have made mistake, you accept it. But if you have not made mistake and someone says you have made the mistake, at that time, can I still have generous heart to give? And that's the challenge, isn't it? So I haven't done anything wrong, but at that time, how can I show generosity? Because the thought comes, I must tell them I have not done wrong. This the thought is coming in the mind. Or the thought of being very forceful to prove myself true, isn't it? But generous heart, what will be the thought at that time? That I haven't done wrong and someone is saying you have done wrong. So how can I give? And what can I give at that time to that particular scene of drama or the soul? And that's the time generosity is needed, isn't it? Because it connects with the same feelings very deep down. So the thought is, at that time, not to become forceful. We have two words in Hindi, very nice words. One is called a josh, forceful. Because that scene of drama, whosoever soul is instrument, is defaming me and I have not done wrong. At that time, generosity means just to be quiet, peaceful, not to be forceful, to prove myself. Because one proving is through words, the other is also the mind is thinking, I must prove myself, I haven't done wrong. So generosity has that kind of, to that extent, power to help me. At that time, the help is this quality to help me to not to be under the influence of that scene of drama. Be above, thinking that this is just a test. Within a short period of time, the time itself will be proved. I need just patience. That's what I find is the generosity connects there also. And also another experience I have is generosity, generous heart is not to allow, my mind to think or sustain this thinking of the weakness of others. Because if I keep the weakness of others in my heart, can I call it generous heart? What kind of heart it is which is holding something which is not giving, weakness of other person. So generous heart also means to be free from keeping anyone's weakness in my heart. So I remember once Baba said that even though someone has weakness, we understand that, but not to think about it. Understand, okay, we know someone has, but not to allow my thoughts to think about it. If I think, I keep. And once I keep, I will speak. Isn't it? Because wherever you invest your thoughts, time, energy, thoughts, then it has to bring some kind of result. So if I invest thinking and then keeping in my heart, then one day I will speak about it. That's why where I will create account. So Baba says generous heart means to be really keeping this heart free from the weakness of others. It's such a nice word, generous. It connects also with our conscience. Heart and conscience. We have two words in Hindi. One is for the heart, generous heart. The other is generous conscience. So heart is also generous, but in my thinking also I am generous. So the consciousness is to be like a mother, world mother. Because mother gives, isn't it? Continues to give, sustains. So to be our generous mother, that's also one image came in my mind. One is the son, always giving, the highest stage. The other one is the mother, continues to give. Never seeing the weakness of the child, isn't it? Does not see. Maybe the child is so ugly, still she will say that my child is the most beautiful. Why? Because such a high vision for the child, isn't it? Very high vision, holding in the mind. Hope, one day this child will come up. So having that vision for myself and for others, isn't it? In relationship. That holding that highest vision for others will help me to remain in generous feelings as well as in my consciousness. So how can I do all this work, that develop that generosity? So one thought is constant, be connected in above world, not in the physical world, staying always above. Because most of the time, the level of our quality of mind is connecting with the lokic world. And where there we spend, Baba says, we are spending when we are connecting with our mind, with the lokic, ordinary. We are spending, we are not saving. Because when you have more saving, then you can give. Even in the bank you have more saving, the sign of saving is two things, isn't it? Security feeling, and one more, you are really deep down secure, you have enough in your bank. The other one is happiness. And that's the two sign, the bottom line. So if my mind is confused, insecure, it means the saving is finished. So I have to continue to save, to give. Like in the lokic world, you save money, you make it budget, right? You save. In the same way, Baba says, you also have to make it budget to save. So saving in connection of our thoughts, save. This year Baba gave us this homework. We have to save and we have to use. Even you are using your thoughts, you are using only for giving knowledge or virtues or powers. The more I give these three, the more I will receive back. The more I receive back, the more I will give. So only three things I can give. So if, let's say, I use my mind for worrying about something, so these worry thoughts will not allow me to save as well as to give. So giving needs saving, and saving comes from being disconnected from the lokic or ordinary level of thoughts. And so that's why one of the consciousness which is helping me, Baba said, always think that I, the soul, have come from the land of peace just to perform this task and then go back. Like a bird image, coming, just sit on the branch for a few seconds and then fly back. So consciousness, I come, do my task, and go back. Where I am going back? To experience my home. What is my home? The home where I experience freedom, isn't it? The land of peace and non-judgmental, not judging anything. And look at Brahma Baba, no? When you sit in front of Baba's picture, you see, Baba's vision, not judging anyone, unlimited giving. So I connect my thoughts with not judging anyone, beyond, non-critical. And the third is, Baba says, incorporeal, completely stillness. There's a stillness, non-judgmental, and freedom. Now this is called home, isn't it? You are restful there, in the land of peace. Yes, come to this world, do the task with that state of mind and go back to the same state of mind. Stillness, non-judgmental, and completely free. Because sometimes I see, I can allow my mind to be trapped in the net, in the branch also. Now let's say I did some work, and after finishing work, still I am thinking about, I should not have done this. Or maybe, why this person said like this. So I allow my mind to be in this world, trapped in the waste thought. So that's why Baba says, do come from that home with the still mind. Do the task and go back to the stillness. That, I think, stillness is the ability of the mind which will continue to give. Generosity will come in. There is the feeling of giving even. You are not tired and you are always fresh. That stillness, that mind is the mind which continues to be fresh. I think that liberation of the mind, what Baba calls it, mukti, jivan mukti, the mind is free from the influence of action of this physical world. So in that state of mind, I can continue to be generous. You agree with this exercise? So beautiful to come just for a few seconds and then go back. Actually, it needs a lot of disinterest in this world, isn't it? Sometimes I can take interest in talking, I can take interest in listening, I can take interest in many other illusions in this world. So that's the colorful Maya can come. That's where I need checkpoint, where it is going, this mind. Actually, what is the most beautiful thing is in the world is stillness of the mind. Liberated mind, happy mind, generous heart. But if I lose that interest in that stillness of the mind, I can be involved in many variety traps. I think there where we get difficulties. A lot of work takes place then. Many things happens because I cannot be free from the feelings. But I am being influenced by the scene of drama or human souls, isn't it? And then I get stuck how to give. So if I can keep on doing this practice, not even practice, but just be there, enjoy. That's the real thing. Just be there. Come from Paramdham, do the work, go back. That's all I have to do. So continue to do that. Not even do, just come with one thought, isn't it? I am a soul, still. Come, this thought. This is to be done, okay, do it. And then At the back of your consciousness is that stillness. That's just the action, whatever I'm doing, speaking, interacting, that's the only action. It's just the consciousness is still there. No? Not that I lose that consciousness and get trapped by the branch, variety branches. So once I get caught up by these variety traps, then I find difficult to go back to stillness, and then how can I have generosity? How can I give? So that's the secret. The secret is always be in that stage. Do you think it is possible for 16 hours a day? 8 hours, 6 hours, 7 hours you sleep, isn't it? Other few hours we do necessary work and lokik job. It is possible, no? Because in Madhuban we experience this. You go to Pandavavan, you go to Shantivan, you see Gyan Sarovar, so many things are happening, thousands of people are around. We don't get these vibrations from people, isn't it? No one is sitting and talking about any other lokik. No? Atmosphere is generated. Why? Because the souls are in that stage. A lot of work is being happened also here. Yesterday I was talking to one brother in Madhuban. He sends Murli, to different places. So I said, how many years you have been working in this department? He has been working since Brahma Baba's time. He said, I said to him, sometimes I don't get Hindi Murli through computer, but your Murli is coming right time from Madhuban. So I was just touched by his task, that so many years, same kind of task. Accurate. He said, 21 days before I send you Murli. When do you get? I said, 1 week before even the date. Technology sometimes can go wrong, but his action of sending has the connection with, isn't it, the stage, accuracy. Because his mind can also think, let me sleep today. Never mind, 20 days before I will send, or 1 week before I send. So it will cause me waste thoughts, isn't it, if I don't get it. So the accuracy of action, doing the action accurate, it also requires that kind of mind, which is completely free from the influence of the body or atmosphere. So I think that's where the generosity comes also, isn't it? Generosity also means to renounce your own comfort. Comfort, not having any attachment to the comfort. If there is attachment, I will make thousands of excuses, isn't it? Not to give up that comfort. So generosity also has connection with my renunciation. Renouncing my own comfort and give to the other person, even out of the way. I remember one story, I don't know, some of you may have heard, Dadi Janki told us once. She said that Brahma Baba, one day, a group of people came from one of the city from India. And they were old mothers. At that time, they did not have the cars, vehicles. And they used to come by the, this carriage, bull carriage. So they were coming on the way, the road was broken. It was almost 11 p.m. And these old mothers came to Madhuban around 12 p.m. And Brahma Baba was waiting. Sakar Baba was waiting for them. And why he was waiting? To welcome them. And how did he welcome them? He prepared hot water and towel. When these old mothers came, Baba washed their feet. Baba said, my children have come, they walked, 2.5 kilometers they had to walk. So at that time you can see how much they were touched by Baba. Just simple action. Baba renounced, isn't it, sleep. Even it's at 12 o'clock, whatever time it is, to give. What he is giving? Love and attention. That's generosity, isn't it? Love and attention. Renouncing his own comfort. So when he gave this love and attention to these mothers, so many years these mothers in Gyan doing a lot of Baba's work, giving same love to others. So I think generosity also means to go out of the way to give. Not thinking I need first, self-centered, giving very logic reason, oh look, it's at 12 o'clock, I should be sleeping, why should I will be waiting for this person? These thoughts can come, isn't it, in the mind. Is it called generosity? It again goes back to logic, isn't it? Okay, I will sleep. So really going beyond than comfort, that's generosity also. So generosity has very deep connection with our genuine heart, very true heart. Sometimes the thoughts can come. I have seen souls, they will count how many times they have given and what they have given. They will count. And then accordingly they will give. So that's not generosity again. So generosity is beyond counting, continuous. It's so unlimited, isn't it? Unlimited giving. Not having any kind of limitation. So in Sangam Yuga, Baba wants us to really bring this image of generous heart. So generous heart, two things you can keep. One is sun, the highest, in this lokic world, the highest, and the constant giving. And the second is the mother. I felt the mother giving always, not seeing or keeping anyone's weakness in the heart, keeping the vision high. And the third is renouncing my comfort and my limitations. Your mind can go into logics, can go into ordinariness, or can go into prove the self. Why I should not give? Because of this. There are many reasons not to give anyway. But if I really want to develop my heart, which is generous, so I have to break through all this ordinariness, comfort, and the third one is all the logics. Because it's so spiritual, generosity, generous heart is spiritual, isn't it? Otherwise, it's not generosity, I think. It can be business. The business, you give, count, give, take, If you go to the shopkeeper, he will give you as much you pay, isn't it? And generosity means you are not paying, you are not counting, you are giving. Because it's law of karma, isn't it? You give, you will get. You will give, you will get. You are not thinking how much to give, how much. Nothing like these thoughts in the mind. It's just giving. Because understanding is there. By giving, I receive. Not how much I should give because this person did not give me that much. People do like in the lokic world. They will go to anniversaries, wedding. They will see how much gift they have received. And how much they should give in birthdays. They always see this logic, isn't it? Connect. Their last birthday they got very expensive gift, so they can also give expensive gift. Or some people keep it medium, neither too much nor too cheap. So they always think like that. What about our generosity? Do we have these thoughts? Because I think one more thought is the need. Because any soul, whatever they need, I give. So that does not allow me to think how much that soul gave me. That soul hasn't given me, why should I give? It cannot come this thought because it is the need. So generous heart means feel the need of the soul and fulfill that need. That soul can ask you attention, can ask you your cooperation, can ask your time, whatever it is. So I recognize that need and I give. So it means I have to be very sensitive to the needs of the soul. Like Baba, when you do spiritual chit-chat, Baba is so sensitive to our thoughts, isn't it? So he understands what the soul needs and he empowers accordingly. That's why we feel enriched after yoga and Murli, isn't it? Baba is understanding me, what the child needs, and he fulfills that. So in the same way, in my relationship with others, I need to recognize, not seeing only the words, but behind these words, what is their intention? That's how this Madhuban is run, isn't it? Look at Dadis, they have variety people. So souls will come from different parts of the world, from here, India. So they will sit with them. They feel what the soul needs. This soul needs love, give love. This soul needs knowledge, give knowledge. Whatever soul needs, I fulfill. That's why I can be the one who can give. Because if I don't feel also their need, I cannot give that. And the soul will not be satisfied. Because I might be, that soul might be asking water. Baba says, you keep giving them 36 variety food. How can that soul be happy? So I think the need to feel, be sensitive to their need, and recognize that subtle intention in their mind. Pick up that and give. So giving also requires that recognition, isn't it? So sometimes I might be giving overdose too. Sometimes Baba says it's a 7 days course we give to people. Maybe they need little knowledge about peace, but I am giving them whole cycle, knowledge of the whole cycle. I am giving, but not giving the right thing. So that's what I need to know also, because different souls, different need. So recognize and give. Then I can be successful. Do you agree with this also? Need, recognizing intentions, giving accordingly. Because we can give everything, but what to give is very necessary to know. So we have few minutes. You can ask, yes, Sister Shiruna. Mm. 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 That's right. Yeah. Mm. Cleanliness. Mm. I think the first question is that she's asking, like when we are giving to people, in the Lokik world, there are variety of people come in front of us. Huh? So we have to see their need. So sometimes people, when we are giving, they can also take disadvantage, abuse, right? You know. So how to deal? We have to be very wise, isn't it, at that time also? Because sometimes souls who are in, let's say, depression stage, huh? And also maybe, I don't know, different state of mind people have. At that time you have to recognize how much to give. You know, sometimes souls also tells us, I don't need your help, you know, and I keep giving them love and all tolis, all, you know, knowledge doesn't go into their intellect. Huh? So sometimes we don't need to speak even. Maybe remain quiet, silent, and just give good thoughts, feelings. I remember, you know, once Dadi Kumarka said, you know, she says, we ask if someone makes mistake and how many times you will tell them. She said, I tell them 3 times. If they don't change, it's fine, it's up to them. Huh? So how much I can give? You can see how that soul is changing. Huh? Because there are some souls, I face one soul in one of the country. Every day that soul will come, you know, the door they will, what you call, slam the door very fast with loudly, speaking on the phone very loudly. So 2 things, either face or ignore, isn't it? And so I said to myself, when that soul comes, be calm and quiet. No need to speak anything, just my vibration can help. So we are observing when I am around whether she will slam the door or not. You know, because the frustration or a mind is in depressed stage, some kind of that kind of feelings, unfulfilled desires, yeah, is manifesting. So most of the time we just remain calm, quiet, and that soul needs lot of attention actually. So we see when she's little calm, I go and sit with that soul and talk 1 or 2 lines, you know, because watching also me how I am going to deal with that soul. And so really to be sensitive how much you can give. You cannot also keep sitting whole night to talk to someone, huh? And that soul starts to depend on you. And you are, instead of remembering Baba, remembering the soul. It's dangerous, isn't it? So have to have a limit always. Huh? So 2 questions. One is the depression one. I feel that to see that the souls are not depending on you, we can enable them spiritually to be strong. So see the need accordingly to do, but not that they start to depend on you. Second is the, you said purity, no? What dadis have purity. Keep giving, because what experience we get from Baba, that experience we can always share, isn't it? Give to others. And then by doing that, you also get more experience. Not to wait also. Because then it's good, clear aim, isn't it? To continue to experience more. If I don't experience, I am also not going to give. So I have to get experience, isn't it? Because Baba's knowledge is not theoretical, no? Knowledge, nice, beautiful points, but you have to go through experience. Experience is necessary. Then it gives you strength. Opens up many avenues. More clarifications, more understanding about soul. So continue to give what you experienced. No, understanding the law of karma, that by giving you receive. That's the law of karma. That whatever you will, wherever you will invest your thoughts, your time, accordingly you will receive. In the Lokic world also, isn't it? Wherever you focus your attention, mind, you get the result. The same is the understanding behind, that wherever I will focus my mind, wherever I will put my investment, accordingly I will get. That understanding is clear. Nothing is without getting anyway. But accordingly you will get quality. If you put good focus, you will get good result. You put less, you will get less result. But getting is there. Accordingly, you are investing. So everything is on your investment, and quality investment, or where you are investing. You invest in the waste thought, also you will get waste thoughts, isn't it? You invest in powerful thoughts, you will get in powerful thoughts. So Baba said, invest now in the Sangam Yuga to help your life to become better and help other people's life to become better, isn't it? To change, help people to change so that they are out from sorrow. Because that's what Baba's work is, to remove sorrow, to give happiness. And Baba is training us to become master bestower of happiness and master remover of sorrow. To remove someone's sorrow, first I have to also to be beyond sorrow, isn't it? That's why Shiron asked this question, no? Purity. So how much you are keeping your thoughts, your attitude, your attention not to get involved mentally, feelings into sorrow. So you are thinking sorrowful thoughts, feeling sad, how many hours? That many hours you cannot get the income. So first thing is to, as she said, protect yourself, no, from these kind of influences, impurities. And then your mind and heart are clean, happy, pure, then only you can release other person's sorrow. And that's the task, isn't it, of Brahmins and Baba. Because in the Lokic world, so many bright people in the world, they can talk about different technology, different books, different things, scholars. And they cannot do the work what Baba is doing. Which one? Remover of sorrow and giver of happiness. To the heart, isn't it? Baba releases the sorrow from the heart. Because it's a very subtle, gentle, very deep down task, operation work. It's really like an operation. And it has to be done very gently, without giving pain to the soul. Because sometimes souls are happy to be with the pain. They don't know there is another life exists. So that's how Baba is doing that work, going deep down into the soul, subtlest level, very gentle way, taking out that subtle, thin thorn of sorrow. But he's doing very gentle way, a pure way, through vibration. He comes in through yoga, do this work. Allow Baba to do this work. And then that is removed, then you will get these thoughts and feeling, oh, I want to give this experience to others. Automatically you will give, of course, your vibration, your attitude, your reaction, your action, your interaction, everything will be serving the souls. It will not give sorrow, because your sorrow is removed. So, okay, generous heart has so much connection with happiness, cleanliness, purity. It's really doing operation on feelings level. And to open up your hearts to Baba, open your feelings to Baba. We can remember Baba intellectually. Baba is good, Baba is good, Baba is good, but how far? I have very healthy relationship with Baba. Can I take His direction to that extent in my life, what He's giving me to do? Isn't it? So it's really a transformation. Yes, sister? Hmm. So question? No question, just comment. Yeah, going beyond. Yeah, going beyond. You are giving energy, vibrations. That's what it needs, purity. But if your thinking, your thoughts are upset today, or something is not done in your life, you're frustrated, then you are not giving. Yeah? You are stuck somewhere. Your vibration will not go to the souls to release their sorrow. Isn't it? So it's giving connects with your also life. Your life is filled with happiness. That's what Baba calls real happiness. Not the happiness, oh, I got Baba, I got family. But inside, if these souls are really somehow, test becomes test in front of you, can you still give? That's the question. Huh? That's the question, isn't it? In the early days, we listen these stories of Baba. No, Brahma Baba also went through everything. You read Adidev, he went through everything. And yet, he kept giving, even to his people who became anti to him. And he continued to give them. Many stories about that in Adidev. So he knew that he has to keep that clean heart, generous heart. That's the secret, isn't it? To release the sorrow which they are expressing in whatever gross form. So imagine if he started also to be reactive to these relatives, friends, we would not be here today. What Baba did is the Brahma Baba one heart. He cleaned his heart, then he cleaned Dadi's heart, then that tree grew and became now in 93 countries. This tree is giving a shade, isn't it? What is the task? Cleaning hearts. So Baba kept his vision, his heart so clean for people, those who are against, people, those who are not accepting this work of transformation. So Brahma Baba kept his heart clean. Then he purified our heart. Dadis did our heart. We are doing others and you are doing others. This is how the tree became so big and giving shade to the world now, isn't it? Imagine if Brahma Baba started to fight with these people, we will not be here, all of us. They will be still fighting. But he kept his heart very pure. It's really a lot of work, huh? You can be pulled by anything in this world. And he really kept, look at Baba's pictures, very beautiful pictures when you see in History Hall, Adidev Baba is standing, in that one of the house on the top of the gallery balcony, At that time they were going through so many things. And look at Baba's eyes, vision, stability, face, vibration, Nothing is pulling mind. Otherwise he will not be standing like that. So it's really keeping that heart. A secret, I think, is looking at Baba, no? Looking towards Baba, Shiv Baba. Getting in front of Brahma Baba, he did not have any example also. He had to work on his own feelings so so much in remaining in silence and picking up that Baba's vibration. In front of us there are many examples. But in front of Brahma Baba there was no example. How the transformation work will be happening. He worked out himself. But of course, with connection with Shiv Baba. That's why he could do with us too. He helped us. Oh, you can do also now. So let's keep these three images, sun, Brahma Baba also has a mother who did not keep our weakness in his heart and mind. And the third is always giving, givers, donors. That's why in the Lokik word there are donors in the word, no? So many people donate things. Must have come from Sangam Yuga, We donate and they also donate in the Copper Age, Iron Age, because people do believe in every religion performing charity and donation is kind of good act. They open hospital for poor people. So, I was in Philippines and we had a president of India, Abdul Kalam. He came to Philippines. 2 minutes I tell you the story. And we had a reception. Indian embassy called us, 1,000 Indians. He's so down to earth, this president. He said there are 5 kinds of Indians. One Indian, 20 million Indians are out of India. He says first kind of Indians, those who left India to go out, were those who are giving peace, like spiritual organization, religious organization. Second is those who are traders, businessmen, professional, and then small business, they have started initiating, work. Then he says, tell me which will be the 5th one. He asked us, so no one could give answer. Because he's a scientist, And he said, 5th will be the Indians, those who will rule over the Mars, because he's a scientist. Planet, what do you call? Planet Mars. And then he said that he lives, in India, so he's celibate, he's Muslim, but he's no family. And someone said, oh, India has so many population, how can you help India? He said, I am also celibate. I don't know about all these things, but I can tell you what Indian government is doing. Means he is so intoxicated to tell people. He's not afraid to say, oh look, I am also celibate, he said. I am innocent about all these things, but I tell you what government is doing. And the third question, look, charity work. They said, oh, some people are so poor, they don't have medicine, and India has such a cheap medicines. What help you can give to this country? And he said, oh, okay, we will send all the medicines free for this country. This is how, look, But when we were listening all these questions answered, that I just found his mind. Of course, purity, one thing. Second is that unlimitedness. Okay, we will give what we have. Why not to give? Okay, we will give to this country, poor people. One priest, Christian priest, said to him, I am Indian, I am priest, I am working here, there are so many poor people. How can we help here for medicine level? Okay, we will give. And then he said also many good questions people ask, he gave answer. Someone said, why you have hair like this, He said, the work of hair is to grow, and my work is to research, because he's a scientist. Then someone said, why you didn't get married? He said, no time to think about all these questions. Because he is down to earth, so simple. Brother, that if you see him, so simple, like teacher, come here, come, ask me question, I give you answer, like a teacher. Someone said, after president, what you want to become? Again president? He said, no, I go back to become teacher again. He likes to be a teacher. Then he came to each table, shook hand with everyone. Then I said, oh, I'm from the Brahma Kumaris. He said, oh, Brahma Kumaris in this Philippines? Yeah, we are here. How many centers? 8 centers. Okay, then how it is running? Very well. Okay, Om Shanti. He remembered Om Shanti. So practically, his mind, even like in that position, I saw no ego. No, Baba says it's a mic soul. Before becoming president, he met Baba. So purity, one thing, celibacy. Second is scientist mind. And third is, his life story is, poor family, nothing. His sister sold jewelry to get money to educate him. Imagine, so he knows the heart of people. Yeah. So that's why it's so simple. so down to earth, and so much connecting with people. Not ego, I'm president, nothing. So even in the Lokic world, if those who really want to be successful have to have these qualities, isn't it? Purity, giving, unlimited disinterest, then only they can give. Of course, it's a position also, but in position does not mean people will give unless the soul has the quality, connecting with people, what they need, Not that I heard about his story. Even he lives in president house, he has a one room to use. He doesn't use any room. So much renunciation. Then the other thing, because he gives his speeches, and it's very much to his experience he shares. One experience he shared very good. He said that when 25th January he shared to Bharat, and this is in the speech. He said that when he was very young and he was studying, and one day his father was out. Someone brought a gift, and I said to him, leave the gift here. My father came back. He said, why did you get the gift? If you accept any gift, it is wrong, because you have to give back. Therefore, keep in the mind always, never accept anything. If you cannot give back, why to accept? Never accept anything. Always give, but not accept. So he said, now I am also president, and yet people give me so many gifts from different countries, and I tell them, look, I don't take any gift. If you want to give to the government in their trust. I am free. So that's why you can see, simplicity. So simplicity, celibacy, unlimited disinterest, research mind. That mind can give. Even in the Kali Yuga world, you can become popular with these qualities. And you can do so much work for humanity. So what about more for Brahmin soul? Because our vision our aim is very high. So let's just keep that vision of generous heart. Valentine's Day is very soon. When it is, do you know? 13th or 14th, isn't it? Shirona is 13? 13. 13 or 14? 14th, yeah. So that is also a reminder of love, isn't it? Loving heart. Om Shanti. So let's sit 1 minute in silence. You can pick up 3 main points from this. Just bring back the 3 images, 3 points in your mind.